Carson, Melling, Simpson, Turner, Shackelford, Grimmer. Now that top 10 really looks very, very quick. So does Fam. And then when you get the rest of them in there, I mean, it's a giga. What is it? Actually, let's have a look at
Let's have a look at the
it's like a
teams there
giga
going.
lockout.
It might be a
Isn't
bit of a giga lockout again, and we've seen it actually a couple of times in the last couple of weeks.
right, give me a look at this. Okay. So we go P1 giga, 2 giga, 3 giga, 4, 5, 6. And then we go to P7. Stewie Arrowsmith led this championship for quite a good portion of the series. P7 had a week off last week. So that would be his drop round, I would think.
And he being part of the 777 team there, J-Man.
Yep. So that's the first of the 777s. And then we go to P8, which is a giga. And then, yeah, I think we go down to P12. Wally Baker is another giga racer. So
I think he is. I think you're right there, actually. So
yeah, they're a well-represented establishment these days.
Oh, definitely around the ASRNZ parts, that's for sure. And obviously a splattering of 777 boys in there, and then obviously the Fossil Fuel, aka Breakfast Crew brand, represented as well. There, J-Man. We look like we might even have a live stream going on here. Well, surprise, surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, look, let's group fingers crossed from everyone that YouTube wants to play ball with us here tonight at Nurburgring for round 7 in the ASRNZ 2025 GT3 series. Boys on grid. Getting close to a race start here, I think, J-Man, as the field peels away from the grid for their formation lap.
11 a.m. start, obviously 40-minute race schedule for those viewers that have just tuned in. Obviously the stream being a little bit intermittent, I'm pretty sure, depending on how this goes, there will be a full upload if we do have any more dropouts. However, if not, we may just run it from here. But qualifying very, very competitive. Run through that one more time. Webley over Fam, Chan, Fodado, Antoon, Spence, Arrowsmith, Wadsworth, Shields, Nash to make out the 10. And then this battle here from P9, I think, to probably, you could go as far as all the way to the end, but I'm going to really pick on P9. Going to be a battle pack in there to about P13, and then I feel like Moss, Perkins, Carson, Melling, Simpson, Turner, Shackelford, that is going to be good. Uncle Joe in there as well, and that award-winning paint job. The UJR Nissan in there looks fantastic, and
a specky-looking car, hence
very, very good.
Winning the best painted car. Entered for the series custom paint job there, so very nice stuff. But look, I tend to agree, J-Man, the mid-pack battles have been freaking epic the last couple of weeks. But the group, the 5 or 6 boys at the top at the moment are doing an amazing job. Like, seriously, it does not get much classier than that. These guys all on their game at the moment, and I suspect these guys are really enjoying the competition that they're around at the moment as well, and so we've seen some really good ding-dong battles so far this season here in the first of the GT3 seasons in 2025 here at ASRNZ. Plenty more to come at ASRNZ and of course at MATCHFIT Entertainment, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, as the guys are out on their formation lap as we speak. Like you mentioned, J-Man, Brandon Webley, T-Fam, Vic Chan, Shane Fodado, Phil Antoon, Spence, Arrowsmith, Wadsworth, Shields and Nash rounding out the top 10. Damien Jones and Wally Baker just out of that group of 10 But I think, like you mentioned, from Shields, Nash, Jones, Baker, Thackeray, Moss, mate. Look, I actually, just looking at that list there now, Perkins in 15th, I would have expected to see that car a little bit higher. I'm just wondering whether he just didn't quite get a lap in as the field start to...
Yeah, Stewie Aerosmith starting from the pit lane. Sorry to interrupt there,
Oh,
Davo.
okay, there you go.
As we just see a grid formation coming through here. Now looking for a better performance tonight across the board from Brandon Webley in respective pit stops and start procedures. We saw him lose the lead early race one last week due to an unforced error. So I'll give the start back to you, Davo, as they just round the final corner.
We do round the final corner here at the Nurburgring, round 7. Beautiful weather here in Germany tonight. As we get a green light, Webley, T-Fam battle for T1, and what a curly couple of corners, T1, 2, 3 and 4R, as we see the boys. Big Tan with a big dive down the inside there.
Oh, I like
Fam's covering.
Fam's got the line.
Pushes Webley wide. He's made him vulnerable there.
Just open the door to
Frodo, and got the rights to the inside of that corner there.
Yeah, Fam, if he could, Webley lived there, he could have the rights to this next one. But
okay, so that had a bit of a ripple effect there too. So Frodo through, but Spence almost sneaking up beside Chan there too with all that going on, J-Man. I just see Neville Shields dropping a position as well. So plenty going on here, side by side still. Just in the background there, I think that's Thackeray and Perkins at it.
And Baker in there as well.
So Perkins, I think, sneaking through there. And you'll just look a little bit further back, that's Moss over Carson as well.
Thackeray. Yep.
Moss over Carson.
Moss a little bit wide, it's a long way around there.
So he might just lose that. He has lost that straight back. So good move from Perkins. Mossy not being able to make that one stick. He'll just get in his rhythm.
Called it on the formation lap. She called surely Fam for a win, or who's out in front?
T-Fam is out in front, and Frodo both. Frodo, I think Fam just pushing Webley wide, really rattled him there a little bit, and it's an awkward series of corners there, isn't it, J-Man? A little bit off camber there, and Frodo taking advantage in the Lamborghini, sneaking through as well. So Webley will have to find his rhythm. Just mentioning the little to and fro between Carson and Moss, that is Steve Melling, J-Man, tucked up right in behind in the Valvoline Mustang as well. So another one to watch as they roll across the line for the first lap.
Aerosmith's starting to make moves. He started from the pit lane. He's already got past Grimmer and Simpson, and he's got eyes on the holy roller of Rusty Shackelford now. So that car was a top 5 car on outright pace there, and I think he qualified very, very well. So I'm not sure what happened as to why he ended up starting from pit lane, but he's got a lot of work to do in this one. He's got another qualifying session to try and make, but look at the speed difference. Look at how quickly he catches up to the back of Rusty Shackelford, and Shackelford puts up no fight. Stewie grabs another one, so that's...
So a couple of 777 boys there. Let's get a quick replay on that actually, but yeah, like you said,
sorry.
No resistance there from the holy roller. He did pretty well step aside there, but we need to get back up the pointy end here. Just look at, oh mate, what a bunch of cars, what a whole heap of talent right there tucked in behind T-Fam, but even more so Shane Frodo. He's got Webley, Webley, Chan, Spence and Toon, my God, you know, just that bunch of cars there. There's some podium heads right there. And
and it's an interesting scenario, this track, with the lap time being what it is, given that it's, you know, it's not that far shy of a couple of minutes. I'm just looking back for somebody like Stu Aerosmith. He's got to strategize himself into a better position. He's obviously got pace to pass all the, these cars
all day.
And Melling and Moss and Carson, but it's going to get harder the further he gets up. So
okay, so Chan, just sorry to interrupt there. I think Frodo might have made a little bit of a mistake there. So Chan through and Spence
is having a
on it. Down into one here. We will try and pick up on a replay here. Just see what happens with Spence and Frodo into one here. Spence having a good solid look. Can he get it stopped? Slight bit of contact. Looks like Frodo's got him.
Antoon's right there too. Antoon's going to try and live down the inside here. Does give you an opportunity with this line where Spencer's on the outside to actually look around the outside there and have the rights for the right-hander. And look at that behind them. That is Wadsworth Nash going at it. Oh, look at the drive from Antoon with a little bit of a wriggle from Spence there.
Yep. So,
but yeah, back to the Stewie Aerosmith scenario. What I guess what I was referring to, Davo, was the fact that he could effectively pit stop pretty quickly here, even inside the first 8 minutes, and still come out with a lot of fresh air, given that it's a 2-minute lap. The guys up the front wouldn't catch him. The longer he leaves it, the more vulnerable he is to the front runners running long. So just a scenario, just to consider. I was just looking at the numbers at the moment. I think he could probably do a short stop here and then run long.
Yeah, and it's all in the timing, isn't it, of that stop, like you are talking about, James. He's clearly going to get past a whole bunch of the back of the field pretty sharply, but then it is going to level out a little bit, and I think that's where he probably needs to get out of it, doesn't he, and just get into the pits and try and make it up in the pit stops.
Yeah, look, no one's got any answers inside the first two. Just about to be 3 laps for TFAM. He's pulled a 2.7 second lead. Wow. Inside 3 laps, and I tell you what, a 1:53.7 was his fastest lap. He just punched another one, although Webley 53.6, so he's matching the pace, but he's going to need a lot more if he wants to bridge that 3-second gap.
Yeah, he definitely is, but there's so much action going on behind TFAM there, and it really is slowing that field up.
Jones in a good battle with Nash, Wadsworth. I think we've said that a few times this season.
Definitely.
Simpson, Shackelford, that's another good going on there. Just looking at the pretty inspiring movement there from Stewie Aerosmith. He's now caught the back of Melling, so this is from 21st. He's up to 17th already. He's going to put pressure on the back of Melling. Like I mentioned, all these passes initially when he's racing out of class cars, the likes of the Pro-Ams and the Ams, he's going to make pretty light work of that just on sheer pace and form.
Absolutely. But in saying that, he has taken a good lap to actually range in on the back of Melling. So, look, a testament to Melling's pace at the moment in the Mustang, J-Man, and particularly here at Nurburgring. So he's now caught him. He's still got to deliver with an overtake. See the tail on Aerosmith's car well out as he chips it in to the Schumacher. S is there. Wow.
Yeah, look,
committed.
Steve-O's a smart racer too. He won't race Stewie too hard here, I wouldn't think. He'll be eyes on.
It's not his fight, is it?
The likes of Turner and Moss, I think, at the moment. So Webley starting to bridge that gap. I just want to see what the lap times are. Lap time there, 53.8 for TFAM. Webley comes across 53.80. So very similar pace once again, still hovering around that 2.5 seconds. But for me, more interest at the moment on the Thackeray Perkins, because that was pretty tight the whole way through the lap. Now Thackeray having a big look at Perkins. He's going to go the long way around down the outside. Can he pull it under brakes?
Look, it's going to leave him to the rights, to the left-hander here, and what a stop! What a stop from Thackeray.
There's a good option if he can pull it up.
And look, just blast past Perkins like made it look so easy.
Oh, there's a move, beautiful setup move there from Stewie Aerosmith. We compromised the exit.
Just picked it up in the back of shot there.
Yeah, Steve-O actually just grabs the brake a little early down into turn 5 or 6, sorry, and then Stewie's got it done. Antoon, Frodo, inside move. Can he do it? A couple of giggers going to race all the way up to the chicane.
Oh, and entering around. And Fotado.
Look at Spence.
Now vulnerable to Spence. Spence has looked speedy so far tonight. And look at the big dive from Spence.
Oh, he gives him a touch up. Shane gathers it up. Beautiful piece of driving. Massive car control there from Shane Fotado. Not to have that thing go around. These things generally, once they break traction like that, very, very hard at that sort of speed to gather it up. So he's done a beautiful job there. Oh, man. A little bit of poo would have come out there.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of brown moment there, I suspect, from Fotado, but gathers it up. Look, he is literally just losing positions here terribly. Oh, Spence decides to get out of it, runs to the pit lane. But Fotado, with a bit of a wriggle early on, allowed Chan, Webley and Chan back past. So,
and Spence very, very accurate on the pit limiter there. It was a good entry.
And that's what it takes. 1%ers we talk about all the... They can be super aggressive, super fast on track and still not able to make positional changes, but you get it right at the pits and there's gains to be made as we just pick her back up on Thackeray after he blasted past Lee Perkins down into 1 on the outside. Now starting to range up on the back of Baker. Baker no slouch, J-Man, so he'll have his work cut out for him.
Yeah, it's just typical. The more they move forward, the harder it gets because they end up with cars on a similar pace. Now, I was watching the battle also with Simpson, Shackelford, but I've been drawn back to this battle with Carson and Perkins now because Carso is there. We talked about, you know, expecting to see Perkins move forward. Obviously didn't quite get the qualifying that he expected, but Carson's had some good speed of late, so it's going to be a challenge. And Moss got a handle on that Mercedes at the moment.
So yeah, Mossy, the next in line for the the hard charging Stu Arrowsmith, the recovery drive from Arrowsmith after starting from the pit lane. So Mossy will be well aware. Teammate Stu Arrowsmith, another one out of the 777 garage, will be well on his way here as we just pick up again out of the inside of Sam Carson's car. And looks like, oh, that was Perkins just ducking into the pits. Who else was that? Was that Mossy in the pits as well? So
yeah, Mossy as well. Now, something to think about. Now, Spence got out of that pretty heated battle up the front. You know, he was up there with, excuse me, Antoon and Fotado. Now, he dove in to get himself out of it. He's got a ton of fresh air. He's got the most fresh air out there on track. He has got a mile to go before he sees the 42 car of Uncle Joe up the road. So nothing but daylight between him and his next best lap time. Now, he backed it up with a 32-second stationary stop to go 61 seconds overall through the lane. So that's going to serve him well. And I just wonder how profitable the undercut's going to work here tonight, given that he's got so much fresh air. He can go out, focus on what he's doing. Not going to get him engaged in the battle that he was in with Antoon and Fotado. Those guys got a little bit of an air gap between themselves at the moment. But however, if they get engaged in any sort of battle out there on track, that's going to favour somebody like Tony Spence. So,
oh, absolutely, J-Man. You know, like you're saying, with that fresh air, it just allows him to focus and really drive the car and hit his marks without any intervention or pressure.
Those good stops also from Perkins and Moss, 32 seconds apiece.
Oh,
Moss is a little bit snaggy through the lane. He was a second longer actually off the jacks through the lane, so maybe just a little bit slower on the entry. You know, maybe wound it down a little bit too slow after the pit limiter come on. But all's pretty competitive, and he's come back out in a great fight with Lee Perkins.
So just picking up a little replay of Stu Arrowsmith on the chase in behind Sam Carson there, really pushing hard, getting a big wriggle from the back of the M4. As we see,
the inside.
Carso running a little bit wide there. I'm not sure whether he's left it open there. I wouldn't have expected that from Carson, and Arrowsmith through neatly. Neville Shields also just ducking into the pits there. J-Man back a shot.
Beautiful pass though, opportunistic.
Very
Didn't have to
nice.
ask him twice. The gap was there, and he just sent it down there, and it was beautifully executed.
So who's next? It's the Baker. And look, while we were just chatting there a minute or so ago, we saw Fackery sneak down the inside into one with a little bit of contact with Wally Baker there. But now Asrnz hot on the heels of Baker already. Fackery not far up the road, so really working his way through this pack, J-Man. It's only going to be about, he'll be in the top 10 any moment now, I suspect.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one of the things that just having a look through the grid there, a little surprised at the moment, is the gaps. And like, no disrespect to them, because they're all going incredibly quick, banking 53s and low 54s. But T-Fam out there, last lap round, still in the 3s, 3.940. Webley,
Wow.
2.5 seconds back. Chan, another 2.8. And Turn, another 2.5. Foto 2.7 back from that. Wadsworth 2.6 from that. Now this is uncharacteristic of our top 5. We normally see them a lot closer, so it's really stabilised through there. However, as we mentioned, you get to this mid pack. Talk about Damien Jones still hounding the back of Timmy Nash, and then we go down to Stu Arrowsmith.
Yeah,
and he just chucked it in there.
Just threw it at the corner. He's not going to lose it to Carlson here. We're just trying to get another
he gathers
shot.
it up.
Look at this shot over the rear wing of Wally Baker's McLaren here. Oh my. And gathers that up.
So that's the same corner Shane Faraday was sideways on. And these guys just full oppie lock.
Yeah,
hanging onto this thing.
As we
see Wally Baker peel off in the pit lane, and Stewie read that. I just saw him jink slightly left to open the steering up and go around the outside there. But man, he's got that car set loose and fast.
Simpson on the holy roller of Rusty Shackelford there, J-Man. Ever the gentleman, plenty of room given by the Mustang to Shackelford's car.
So,
can he make it happen down here into one? No, again. If it's not on, it's not on with Simpson. But look at how quick he is at that Mustang. All he needs is a little overlap. He's got that done.
It's a long way out there, gone out in the marbles.
He's good, went very wide there. Damien Jones and Nash as well, a J-Man.
Yeah, that's been since the start of this race, and they did have Wadsworth in that shot earlier on, but he's managed to just step away in the Ferrari as Jacob Wadsworth, so he's doing a good job. A little bit wide down there, the bottom of the hill, just outbroke himself a little bit there. It's going to crush that margin ever so slightly. But back to Carson, Asrnz. Now, once Asrnz got that move done, Carson's managed to stay with him, so back to Jones, all over the back. Slightly wide of the apex there, through the left-hander. The Aston's come on strong the last couple of weeks and look good. I think one of the interviews we did, talking to the guys, saying that the balance of this car is very, very good. Oh, he's very, very quick down through the chicane.
Yeah, under brakes. Who's that just
and
sneaking
that's
into the pits?
Wadsworth ahead of them, just going into the pit lane. So I'll just get a read on his pit entry. Yeah, well down to 50 early. Well early before the line, so safe pair of hands there. Wadsworth, and look, all the numbers look good so far. I think the slowest one so far was a 33 second, which is pretty damn acceptable by our standards, which was Wally Baker. So first of the pit stoppers would be Tony Spence, as I mentioned.
Definitely.
This is going to play big dividends for him. He's out there. Give us a look at his lap times. What's he been doing? Last lap time around 54.5. The guys who were racing was Antoon and Foto. They're doing 54.3s and 54.0s, so probably needs a little bit better than that. But how's T-Fam doing the business out there? He's just holding that margin at the moment.
Let's give him a bit of airtime.
Yep.
T-Fam. Flim-flam.
Just backed himself down there, didn't he, Davo, into one and then held it. And then effectively those first 3 laps, as we mentioned, he made the better part of 3 seconds in the first 3 laps, mate. And I feel like that, you know, given that it's 3 seconds now, that was where the damage was done, and then he's just maintained it. He's just backed up those laps. So he's made that margin and backed it up as Webley now into pit lane. Now, need Webley to do a better job in this department, Davo, because we've seen him just fall short here. a couple of times of late. And this would be important stuff to ensure that once these other guys, the likes of Fam, Chan, Fododo, and Antoon, who's in the lane also now with him, make sure that they get this stuff done properly.
Definitely these critical pit stops here, J-Man, like you mentioned, you know, look, Webley has had a couple of shockers, to be honest, and he will admit that. The pit stop gods have not been with him. So, yeah, good one to definitely watch. As we just saw Jones actually sneak past whoever that was that just, I think it was Nash in the Ferrari, who actually peeled off into the pits immediately after the overtake. So, where are we at? We still have Kenny Simpson on the tail of Rusty Shackelford. A little bit of a gap up between all drivers up the pointy end of the field here. Probably at its closest would be Carso to Aerosmith, or Factory to Aerosmith. So Aerosmith on the charge.
Sorry, that's important. It's important, Nev Shields, if you just picked up on that or you want to catch a replay on that. 32 seconds for Nev Shields in the pits versus a 35 for Timmy Nash. Sees Nev Shields sweep round the outside of him at turn 1 as Nash was exiting the pit lane. And that snaggy stop has allowed Lee Perkins to come right onto the back of Nash as well. So Nash was racing so well. So bear in mind, he was in a pretty intense battle with Damien Jones. So if Damien Jones can come in and maybe do a 32-second stop, given that Nash's was 35, he'll grab another position and he'll be well in that fight there. With the likes of Shieldsy, Nash, and Perkins. So that's going to 3 will become 4 very shortly once Damien Jones takes his stop. Now, Thackeray, Aerosmith in. I think this is a smart play here from Aerosmith. He caught the back of Thackeray. And like I said, it's only going to get harder from here on out. These guys are quick.
Yeah, so look, to be honest, I thought Aerosmith might have ducked in a little bit earlier than that.
Yep.
J-Man. I think, you know, Carso gave him drama. I think it was Carso.
Yeah, look, he got him pretty quickly, but then he had that huge moment in between Carso and, I think, Perkins as well. So that really upset him as well. So just that big slide up the top of the hill.
Yeah, so time lost there. But, yeah, I thought it would have been just as he sort of ranged up. It was sort of about that stage. He'd got himself into the top 10 pretty well, and yeah, really needed to make the move or not. He chose not, and now we will be watching that closely. Still back as usual, well, in flying in formation, Kenny Simpson and Rusty Shackelford. Not much has changed there.
37 for Aerosmith. So
Aerosmith.
Shocker.
That will hurt him back out on track, J-Man.
Wally Baker, he's come out pretty much defending from Wally. So takes it back to 20th with obviously guys still to stop that he'd passed. He had passed the likes of Turner, Simpson, Shackelford, Melling, Carson. Hadn't got Jones though, so expect him to probably be a better point of 5 positions up, which still takes him inside the 15, which is back in that battle with Shields and co. But the snaggy stop didn't help.
It's not going to hurt. That what are we talking? 5 seconds? You know, like off a premium stop there. But yes, I think Jones was the next car in front of him. So, oh yeah, that 5 seconds that will hurt out on track, mate.
Yeah, and for me, I think looking at, I think big things here for Damien Jones as we see him in the pits now. So interesting to see he's got an opportunity here.
Yeah, what's that stop?
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here to come out well and truly in the hunt with Shields, Nash, Perkins. Definitely, I was going to say Aerosmith in there, but now what's happened there? Wally Baker, where is Aerosmith? He's back in the pit lane.
Oh, really?
Oh, we've lost.
Did we not?
Yeah, we've lost him.
Oh.
We've lost Stewie. That's a shame.
Off server, yes. So he's disappeared.
Okay, now I'm going to stick here with who was I with? I was with Jones.
Yeah, so Jones will be rolling out of
Coming
the...
out. He's come out behind Uncle Joe. Where are these guys? Where's Shieldsy?
Oh, right
He's
behind
got
him.
them.
Yeah,
no,
he's
got them. Yep. So that's a good play.
And
yeah.
By a good second or two, maybe three.
Yeah, so there's a +1 gain in the pit stops there for Damien Jones because
for sure.
He definitely has grabbed Nash inside that. And oh, is the move here? Oh no, sorry, this is Uncle Joe just stepping out the way.
And allowing Jones,
Damien Jones,
yeah, in the Red Bull Aston to sneak on by. It's a short train of cars just tucked in behind him there. Who is it? It is Shields, Nash, Perkins, J-Man. So
now what is T-Fam doing? He's doing 54 ones. Webley just did a 54-1 also. So matching each other's pace. There was around about a 2.5 second gap. 2.6 second gap at the time of pit stops as we see Carson now has come in the lane. So that'll be interesting. Like I said, Webley did a great job. 32 seconds, sees him 62 seconds outright through the lane. Now T-Fam, all he's got to do is basically mimic that, and he's likely to come out in the front. As we see Simpson now, he comes in the lane also. So,
be interesting to watch the pit stops from Simpson and Shackelford, J-Man. They've been inseparable pretty well the whole race. We got about, what are we looking at there? 14 minutes yet to run here for race 1.
Yep.
So plenty of time to make some gains or make some mistakes.
Kenny quite slow up to the slow lane in the blocks there, so I'm not sure what happened there. So that's probably going to add to his overall. Carson out. Where does Carson feed into this?
Oh, he's going to duck out in behind this Shields, Nash, Perkins battle.
I believe so. Yeah, so he's tucked in between Baker and Thackeray there. So for me, Damien Jones has done a bloody fantastic job with his opening stanza of this race, opting for that sort of 3/4 mark and then going in. As we see Vic Chan now in the lane. So if you're going to see a 31-second stop tonight, expect to probably see it out of this guy. Nash lining up Shields. That's Jones. No, sorry, that's actually...
That's Perkins. That's Perkins tucked in behind Nashy there.
No, I was just trying to see where
the Ferrari
was.
So these guys,
the road from them, unstopped.
So they are still. God, they look like they've almost gained a little bit on Jones. To be honest, J-Man. There, but Jones.
Well, that's Uncle Joe. That's Uncle Joe in front of them, mate. A lap. He's effectively not in it because he's
That's Jones. That's Jones just running into the chicane now.
Okay. So Vic Chan out there, 32-second stop. Where's that place him? Still ahead of Antoon. Still ahead of Spence. Good stop there.
So nice work.
You're correct. It is Jones just up the road. So they have bridged that gap back a little bit.
So Webley.
Oh, big lunge there from Perkins on Nash.
Steering
wheel up a little bit.
Webley just sneaking past Turner there in the background. Yeah, I think he's unstopped there. It's Turner, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, Perko having a crack. Couple of Ferraris. Nash and Perkins.
1 second gain last lap round for Webley over Pham. Pham with the 54.5. Webley with the 53.5. So just consider that. It was a 2.6 second margin. When they came in, that would be 1.6.
Definitely. Grimmer in the pits, and the focus from Nash has gone from out of the windscreen at Nev Shields to the rearview mirror with Lee Perkins behind. And equally as much, Shields has dropped the focus of the Ferrari and is now focusing on Jones in front of him and actually getting a little bit of a gap. So he's got the carrot of Jones in front of him there in the 227.
Melling in the pits from effectively P3 in the race. So we'll see what this does for him.
So we'll watch that stop, see what the timing's like on Melling's stop.
Will do.
As we just keep an eye on what's going on here between Jones, Shields, Nash and Perkins. Very tight little battle, as we always expect here in the mid-pack in an Asrnz GT3 race. These guys all well in touch. I think that might be Jordan Moss. It is just in the background as well.
Melling with a 33. It's a pretty good stop. Fam in the lane. Just watch his speed. See how quickly he comes in. Accelerates up to the line. Hard on the brakes. Just pulls it up. Man, that was a very, very good entry. Left nothing on the table there. So this is important because, as I mentioned, Webley was coming with lap time 53.7 the last lap round as well. So he did a 53.5, then he does a 53.7. This is all the time where Fam had just dropped back into the mid 54s. So this is critical stuff. This is going to be a lot tighter than I think we would have expected. Fodado now in the lane also. So I will give you a number on TFAM, but I think the graphical shot when he comes out the lane, I think it's definitely going to be battle on for the final 8 odd minutes, or probably 8.5 minutes. Give us a read where Webley is there, Davo.
So Webley coming into the final corner here, J-Man.
Bam still on the jacks.
And out of the final corner. So this, look, pretty short pit lane entry and exit here.
32.
This is going to be close as it gets down the end here. Look at how close these two are going to end up.
He's
Look
going to
at
round him up
Webley.
here, mate.
Oh, is he, or is he not?
If he can live on the outside, he'll be good here. He's on a hot tyre. This is how tight it is. This is the difference between going early and running a lap time. Now, Fam will know that he can live on the outside here. He'll have rights. Now, Webley just tucks back in. Fakes him into it. They're still got to go side by side here.
And this is the awkward one, isn't it? Getting out of here. It really does pinch up on them. And Webley yields to TFAM. Watch this battle to the end.
Who's got what tyre underneath him? They're both probably using the quali tyres for the second phase, or otherwise they've used them in the first run. But look already, he's put 4 car lengths between them already, just coming down the hill, sorry.
Tight stuff, Fam on the throttle early there. Makes it another car length or 2 immediately at the bottom of the hill and out of the hairpin up to Shimaka S's there, and that thing looks on fire so fast. A little bit of an awkward bounce off the inside ripple strip there, very carefully navigated.
Go back half an hour, Matty was calling for a Fam win.
Yes, yes.
Nice and early. If you're still watching, Matty, there you go. Your mate TFAM is out there doing the business, and I tell you what, he held his nerve at that pit exit exchange. Nash Shields, that's heating up as well. Also Baker Carson. Melling slotted back in to P18. He's got a little bit of an air gap between himself and Simpson, so he's kind of just sitting there.
Shackelford's in the pits, Joe, man.
Shackelford from effectively the lead of the race. Now look at this, Webley down the outside again. Just kind of cooked it under brakes that time. A little too late. Didn't pay off that time. And Fam's car looks so good.
It looks tight as, yeah. I mean, look, Webley's car in qualifying looked exceptional as well. Hasn't had a lot of air time, obviously. But both of them on point, both of them on the right night can win these races, J-Man.
Oh, who's that? Oh, sorry, that was Fodado on Turner. Turner unstopped yet, hasn't made his official pit stop, so he's running out of P7 at the moment.
So he's clearly let Fodado sneak on through.
Now, Fodado fell out of touch there with the boys. He had a 38-second stationary stop.
Yep.
So that will explain that. However, Fam already heading towards that 1 second barrier now as they climb up the hill after the Schumacher S's. I feel like the back sector here is the strength of the Mustang coming down the hill to the final chicane. Really gets to wind that Mustang up now. I watch that margins. Hovered at 0.9 through all the splits so far through this lap. See if we can bring it back. We saw how close he was down into turn 1 last time. Fam does a beautiful job through that final chicane and into the final right-hander. Actually just stretches a little bit through that back sector as well. So 1 second is the gap, 1.1, with probably only a couple of looking a couple of laps to run, 2-3 laps to run maybe. Now that's Nash, and Shields is a change of position, Davo.
Yeah, just picking it up on the replay there. Nashy sneaking past Nev there. Quite simply, actually, a little bit of a mistake, I suspect, from Shields, allowing that overtake Turner in the pits, J-Man.
Yeah, Phil, I think the last of the stoppers to go in there and get that done. And someone just picked up on that battle there with Thackeray and Moss. Thackeray looked for a big outside move there. I think the guys are all well aware now that that move is definitely on the cards.
It is. And
it worked with good effect.
And look, as time ticks down, they know there's only 2 or 3 laps left in this. This is the time to make the move.
Shields hanging on to the back. Dash there.
Thackeray probably has pulled that move off, I think, better than anyone that we've watched tonight. So definitely one to watch there. And really starting to apply the blowtorch there. Oh, yeah, to Mossy. Mossy looks like he might be even covering there a little bit. Definitely covering down into the hairpin.
It does look like he is driving slightly defensive. Margin up the top. Fam has pulled 1.5 now, so he's comfy. I think definitely his to lose from this point out. He just looks so fast. But yeah, back to Thackeray. Just looks like he's just got that much more pace. It's not if, it's when. Does he look for a turn 1 move again, Davo? What's it called?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think if that's his stick at the moment. We've had him on replay there a couple of times. Down into 1 here, gets a reasonable run off the corner here. He's up under the wing of the Mercedes.
Yeah, I think you have a look down here on the outside.
Moss covers, goes for the outside. Wow, that was close. Nearly tagged the rear quarter of the Mercedes, and just not enough overlap. Maybe into the left-hander. Very close stuff, J-Man.
Yeah, good presence of mind for Mossy into turn 2, though, to shut it down and actually turn down there. But you can see, like, he's just leaving him a half a car width everywhere. It's giving Thackeray an opportunity. And even here, once again, Moss is on the right hand, on the left here, which is giving him rights to this next corner, and he'll just hold him high.
He didn't really have much choice. There was overlap there, so Moss obliged to give him the space, isn't he? Really, there, J-Man. And which compromises his line for that corner.
Yeah, big shout out to T-Fam as well. Just banked the fastest lap of the race just then, 53.325. So that's borderline on, that's quality pace. So he has got the hammer down, and I think he's about to slightly improve that number as well. So I'm saying he's bolted on an absolute green set of tyres for the second run here. Backs it up again with another 53.3 onto the final lap.
And
condolences, Stewie. We have thoroughly enjoyed the racing you've delivered, and watched your progress tonight. Was very, very cool, mate. You were moving forward nicely. Shame about those hardware errors. I'm sure we'll see you back again. Davo, Kenny Simpson, Rusty Shackelford, also probably as tight as Thackeray Moss.
look, these guys have been pretty well inseparable the whole race so far. I thought it might have come out in the pit stops there, but look, it has just been even all the way through. Kenny, ever the gentleman, always leaving plenty of space for the other driver. Look
at Carson ranging up on the Thackeray Moss battle as well.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
He's grabbing Wally Baker with him. It is the final lap, as we see Kenny Simpson, Rusty Shepard going. Now, give us a read, Davo, T-Fam, coming up through the Schumacher S's one last time. Is this T-Fam's first Asrnz? I don't think so. I'd like to go back to the record books and say that he...
I think he's had one previous to this.
Yeah, I feel like he has.
As we just got to stay on this Thackeray Moss battle. Thackeray well up on the outside of Motti there. Motti giving the space, but not giving the position away. And like you said, Carson, he has really weighed in on this. And look at him
out of the final corner, Davo. We'll give him his credit where credit due, because that is an absolutely outstanding performance there for victory tonight in race one. And we'll quickly go back, obviously Webley, and that'll be over Chan, but we'll stick with, if you like, the Thackeray, and we'll give these guys their...
So Geordie Moss, Eddie Thackeray and Sam Carson going at it out of, I think it is about turn 12 or something there, and down the back straight.
Carson.
And Carso wants it. Plays the cool.
It's not done yet. It's
plays
not done.
It cool. But watch this Aston.
Take it down tight. It's a little short shoot to the start-finish line.
It's not. It's just not enough, is it?
It's a great drive from Mossy to hold them off there over Thackeray, Carson, Baker, and then Valley. But we'll start at the top. T-Fam, take a bow. P1 over Webley, Chan, Antoon, Spence, Fodado, Wadsworth, Damien Jones. What a fantastic drive. P8 there for the Pro-Am driver. Over Timmy Nash, Shields, Perkins, Moss, Thackeray, Carson, Baker, Melling, Shackelford, holds off Kenny Simpson for 40 minutes too, I might add. And then Phil Turner.
Pretty well the full
Uncle
40
Joe.
minutes. That's right. That's right. And
Top-notch stuff, boys. So we'll just quickly take a screenshot of that so we can try and work out who's...
We will crunch the numbers. We will crunch the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. As the boys, I think, just give each other a bit of a high five through the window there between Simpson and Rusty there. So nice work from the boys. Ding dong battle.
We might just quickly grab T-Fam, mate.
Yes, definitely.
Race winner, and we'll just have a quick chat. T-Fam, you got us on comms, mate?
Earth to T-Fam.
You got us, mate. Come in, T-Fam. Got you live in the hot box, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
What a fantastic drive. Now, Maddie had you back from the start of this one, mate. At the very top end of the broadcast,
Thanks,
she said, surely a win for Fam. You went out, you did the business, turn one, and then, mate, you built that 3 seconds gap over the first 3 laps and then maintained it. How good does the car feel, and how good do you feel? Like, can you back this one up, race 2?
Oh, hopefully. The car feels great. I intended to go long because I didn't think that I would win race 1. So I'm trying to save tires for the other 2 for the last 2. Sorry, for the last race.
Last race, yep.
And yeah, Slamboy snatched P2 and gave me that gap, to be honest.
Yep.
So try my best to maintain the pace, but yeah, I was surprised that Webley caught me when I exit the pit, so it was a bit of fun defending, and Yeah.
That was a stellar piece of driving there. You know, I was obviously conscious of the numbers, TFAM, when you made your stop. There was actually nothing between the actual time on the jacks and the trundle down pit lane, but it was an entry lap versus an exit lap as well for Webley. I think he made a second, I think 2 laps before you came in, and then I think he made maybe close to that or every bit of that, because it was around 2.6 seconds when he peeled off to the pits, and I thought that was pretty comfortable. You were still punching good numbers, but I think it was a 53.5 plays a 54.5, which pricked my ears up
Oh yeah.
to knowing how close it'd be on exit. But that exit
Yeah.
racing that you guys had down through 1, 2, 3, 4 was fantastic.
Yep.
And look, good presence of mind. And yeah, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, Maddie asked the question, TFAM, was this your first win here? We said, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we've had you at the top step before. Is that correct?
I think I won once with the Porsche Cup.
Yep.
Yep.
GT3. This is the first one ever.
Well done, mate. Fantastic.
Awesome work.
Welcome to the winner's circle, mate. That is no easy feat.
Thank
When you
you.
look at the guys that were behind you and the likes of Antoon, Webley, Foddo and co, mate, that is a fantastic job. So well done, TFAM. We're rooting for you, mate, for you to go and back it up again in Q2 race 2.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Maddie.
Cheers. Cheers.
TFAM, everyone, we will take a short intermission, ladies and gentlemen. This is Asrnz 2025 GT3 Series Round 7 at Nurburgring. Don't go anywhere. Oh, maybe just grab a beer or something. Hit the like and subscribe on the way out. Maybe on the way back. I don't know. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. I was just welcoming all the 3 people that were viewing us at the moment, so that's what that was. Anyway, good evening and welcome. You have joined us again here at Asrnz's 2025 GT3 series. It's round 7. It is at Nurburgring. The boys are out on track for Q2 for race 2. So the Pro-Ams and the Am boys out. We must thank the good people at Race Command. We must thank, obviously, MATCHFIT Entertainment as well for bringing the live broadcast. If MATCHFIT Entertainment's here, that means I'm here, Davo, and J-Man right by my side once again here for race 2. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good. Welcome back, viewers. Good to be back, Davo. Fantastic. And race 1, expecting big things out of this one. Now, shuffle around this time around with the first cars out. So the 830 McLaren, Eddie Thackeray, he's out now. He was engaged in a fantastic battle with Jordan Moss earlier.
Well, a few people throughout the race, actually. A bit of it. It did make some good positions in race 1, but yeah, the final stages, yeah, it was Geordie Moss, and I think it was Sam Carson that sort of jumped in on that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the battle. We were calling the battle, talking about Jordan Moss driving the defensive line, doing a beautiful job too. But what that does is that probably just alters the pace by, can be up to a second a lap, and then when you got somebody like Sam Carson who's coming in the back of shot, well then easy for him to get involved in that as well. So obviously the first time lap we're going to see through will be from Thackeray, and then we've got obviously the likes of Jones. Had a fantastic top 10. He finished 8th in that race, so brilliant for Jones. And look, these guys haven't had a lot of answers at times for Thackeray in this championship hunt for this title, because he's just been super consistent, super speedy. So he is, I guess, the benchmark, the yardstick.
He's the man to beat.
Now, what's Mossy saying? Mossy here had completely wrong front tyre pressures and no front end grip. Had to defend. You certainly did defend like crazy, but you did a beautiful job of it.
Did well too, yes.
Yeah, it was pretty to watch. So anyway, ask for a little bit more air at the start of this one then. But yeah, no, some good battles going on. Jones being one of them. And then obviously that battle, Rusty Shackelford, Kenny Simpson, that was fantastic. So, and they're all out there right now. The guys we just mentioned, they're all out there trying to post a time. They've got effectively 8 minutes to get theirs in. And
so there's a few standouts. Timmy Nash as well, J-Man. He was right in amongst that group of Perkins and the like as well. And I think you mentioned the Rusty Shacklefords and Kenny Simpsons of this world also going at it for pretty well 40 minutes of race 1, the whole race. So, stunning stuff. Here.
Right, we'll get a read on Thackeray's time, 55.0. So that is the first one in. And then we'll probably look towards
Phil Tanner across the line.
7.0.
Kenny Simpson just running through the little back flip-flop chicane there, as I think Melling's already just come in as well, and Shieldsy has come in as well.
So where's Damien Jones? Did he not? He was unclassified first lap. Okay, because I would have expected him, based on race 1's pace, he's got a handle on that Aston.
Yeah, look, we've seen it the last few times we've seen him on track here. Over the past few weeks, look, really definitely getting a handle on the Aston Martin. He's got some nice kit these days, J-Man. I know it wasn't even 12 months ago he upgraded his rig, and his performance has definitely lifted. As we see, I think Timmy Nash still to hit a decent lap, and Damien Jones. So I think they're the guys we're waiting for, really, to get some good indicative times. And look, time runs away quickly on these split sessions, J-Man.
Yeah, no, it does. They've not got long now. You're probably only going to see these guys potentially get one more run in if they went right on the clock. strike to let them out of the pit lane, and looking at where Thackeray is. Okay, so he's coming through the chicane, final chicane around the last corner, so he's definitely going to get another flyer. I think there's a good portion of them will.
Yeah, maybe not. Oh, I don't know. Is Nash too far back? I think he's only just running down the hill towards the hairpin. J-Man, Damien
Jones coming in
Jones.
hot.
Yeah, running around this final corner here.
This is a good lap.
And a good clean lap so far. Let's see where that hits. Oh, bam. Thanks for coming. Pulls the car up. Pulls the car up too, mind you. There you go. And I think that was Shields. He just snuck into. It says, I'll park it as well. Thanks for coming. Those two. Healthy competition there between those two. J-Man. Rusty Shackelford rolling.
He's on a number.
Yeah, down through the kinking back straight here. The kinky back straight. And into this little flip-flop chicane here. Very awkward, actually, series of corners that. Very bumpy and a little bit weird and off-cambered, so you sort of tend to fall into it a little bit.
You do. You got to push really hard at that point in the race track. You got to just really extract everything you can of it. Now Shackelford goes 56.2, go up to P6. So he puts Kenny Simpson behind him. What's Turner got? He's slightly down on the lap at the moment. Improvements, Thackeray slightly up. And look, he doesn't need a lot to get into the fours to maybe get onto that front row. He's probably got enough in hand at the moment to actually just jump up onto the front row and probably drop Damien Jones down. Although he's just bled a bit of time there. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, just a little bit of an awkward run up through the Schumacher S's, I suspect, J-Man, and then into the left-hander. A little bit of a bouncy run. A little bit of a bouncy run. And just really, it is, I don't know. Has he got it? He's got a tenth of a second, then he doesn't, and then he does, and here we go. Runs across the line. Oh, puts it on the second row.
Yep. No. Not quite.
Second row, third position.
Oh, sorry, second row. Yeah, he was already there, yep.
Rusty Shackelford running up through the Schumacher S's.
Yeah.
For the final time in his qualifying as the pro and silver class boys start to roll out onto track in the background. I think Rusty, the last of the pro-am boys out. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely the last one running out of that category. And Antoon was the first car out of it.
Okay.
Fleet of cars, so he'll be one to watch shortly. But Shackelford, can he grab Melling here? I think he's got the numbers to.
He's got about a tenth up his sleeve here, give or take.
Which battle here. Steve Melling.
Actually, this will be close.
If he can put a car between himself and Kenny Simpson, he'd be happy after that last race. Not quite.
Oh, not quite. So that was close.
And just like that, you've got the pros and the silvers there. Where is Antoon? Okay, so he's running down the hill. So they'll be starting their flying laps very, very shortly. It's pretty quick by the time those pro-ams and ams finish their last lap to these guys starting the next one. And once again, it's a giga affair with Antoon over Frodo, over Chan, over Webley. So they're a flying formation of gigas.
Yeah.
Where is the first 777 car in the queue?
So what is a group of gigas? Is it a gig-eye? Gig-a?
It's a gigaggle.
It's a gigaggle of gigas. As look, we won't take that any further than we just did then.
Jeebus, no.
It's just going to get silly. Another to watch. Obviously, you did mention Brandon Webley, who sort of went a little bit backwards at the early stages of that race, but that was right there at the end, wasn't he? And giving it to Fam.
Suspense in the lane.
Ooh, okay, that's unusual.
Okay.
So what's going on there?
Blade.
Frodo also another that sort of went backwards a little bit in the early phase of race one, and really never sort of got a grip back on it. But still a stellar job. And oh, look, there's numerous tales of woe and success throughout the field. Like, who was it? Geordie just mentioned earlier, with his tyre pressures all out of whack there, and
yeah, front tyre pressure no good.
Struggling. So yes,
And Toon here on this lap. There was a bit of margin between him and Shane Fodder at the start of this lap, but it's clear that Antoon's on a big lap here because he's pulled some margin on that, and be some questions answered very, very shortly about how quick the one lap is there for Antoon. It wasn't quite, just slightly out of the window in Q1. See what he can do this one. Expect him to go to the top here. Does on a 54.2.
Fodder. Cameras
3.9.
And Chan just tucked in behind him in between. And Webley, there you go.
Where is Fam? Where is Fam?
Where is Fam? Where is the man?
Bam, to the top, 53.6. So he has got so much performance inside himself and that car tonight.
So the Nurburgring Master, we are starting to hear rumours that Fam has actually done more hours around Nurburgring than anybody else on Earth, ever. So clearly this man knows every centimetre of tarmac around here.
Rumour has it he may even live there.
You've heard of the window licker. This man licks the tarmac. He knows the taste of this place. But look, masterclass, J-Man.
Look at, he's up another 3.25 tenths now already into the second run at it.
And all of those guys, Fam, Fodder, Chan, Webley, and Antoon, all improving. Wally Baker, another one to mention, actually just coming out of the hairpin, running up the hill towards the Schumacher. SSR J-Man up on his Delta as well, but look at the Deltas fly, all green, top 5. They are fighting it out here.
Interesting from 11 down through, so Baker down to Perkins, so that those guys back 55s, and then you've got the guys like Shields, Jones, Thackeray, Nash, all ahead of them. You know, obviously with the luxury of having run their full 8 minutes, I'm sure we'll see those times improve from the likes of Mossy, Wadsworth and co. But interesting that they didn't get that done on the first one, so it does show that those Pro-Ams still got a ton of pace in their cars to go and bank those sort of laps.
Absolutely. As we just see Geordie Moss.
53.1 for T-Fam.
Rounds the final corner there, but oh my, a 53.1. J-Man, well, why wouldn't you? I mean, seriously. Just smashes it out. Fodder going around again. Antoon still out on track. Chan.
Antoon's actually on a good number here.
Vic Chan, look, really looking solid in the Porsche tonight. I think he's most comfortable in that car tonight than he has all a series so far. So a bit of a learning curve for Chan in the Porsche, the old VW this time.
News out of pit lane, Tony Spence did get out there. He is out there circulating, so he's going to get probably this lap, and I would think he'll be just across the line for one more. So looking good for Tony Spence. Now, is this a calculated flyer? Yes, it is. So this will be timed and then one more. So I still think he's going to get 2 bites at it, but it's going to be tight. As we see Antoon, he comes down the hill as well. He's got a couple of tenths up at sea. He's probably on Shane Fodder's 53.5 time right now. Nobody looking anything like a threat to T-Fam for the top spot, which is interesting because Webley was a solid Q1 pole lap.
Yep. So Webley's got a bit up his sleeve, but probably not even enough, as we just see Antoon across the line, sneaking the other side of the front row. Fodder's got a smidge.
Spence in there on a 54.6, and he gets the crack on, like I mentioned, for another lap. So he puts himself ahead of Nev Shields. So he keeps in touch with that battle with those pros.
With that group, yes.
Pros and the silvers.
Yep.
Wadsworth will be looking for a lot more this lap here. Baker's called it. 55.3. So tyres probably a little bit of a factor at the back end, but Tony Spence on a good number here. What's he on? He's a 4.6. He's got nearly 4 tenths up. So he'll need every bit of 5.5 tenths to try and grab Webley.
Yeah.
Webley's parked the car.
Yeah, a little over halfway through his lap. Still plenty of work to do.
These guys pressing on, so tyres maybe not the real concern here. I thought they might have just settled for this, but shows the importance of track position off the start of this race too for these guys up the top. Really stretching this one out. Now Vic Chan's got a couple of tenths. That's going to threaten Shane Fodderdo potentially.
Definitely, but
building on the lap, maybe potentially threaten Phil Antoon.
But Fodderdo on the improve as well, J-Man. So
yes,
he might be able to counter that. But like you mentioned, here we go. T Spence around the final corner. He's got 3+ tenths up his sleeve.
he needs more than that. He needs 6.
He needs 6+ and bleeds it away.
Wadsworth's got 7 3/4 tenths.
Fodderdo's invalidated his lap. Vic Chan with 6 tenths. Watch that space. Wow!
53.1. I didn't see that coming at a fantastic. Give me a look at that final sector. Final
wow.
sector was 42.2. So that was where it was all.
That's where it all happened.
Back end.
So Vic Chan just out of left field there brings it home with the 333 Giga Racing Porsche. Man, J-Man, both you and I just sort of went, wow, where the hell did that come from just then?
It was a big lap. It was a big lap.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Never.
Good stuff. And Tony Spence picked up a lap there too to, sorry, apologies. Jacob Wadsworth was one I was watching, the 45 Ferrari. Late to the piece there. Banked in a very good lap to go. P8 there. So probably stand out there. Obviously the Vic Chan lap was very impressive, as was T-Fams. We thought it was done and dusted. No one would touch it. Chan stepped up right at the dying seconds. But the other one to talk about as well is the Damien Jones lap. To see him P9 outright puts a lot of good drivers, quick drivers behind him.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll go well from there.
And then, so Jones and Thackeray there. So Thackeray holding down a top 10 position as well. So top effort from Eddie there as well. Yeah, good standouts there. But yeah, the usual suspects up the top there, ready to go at it again. And that mid pack is just as tight as we always would expect. And saw some great passing there from Eddie throughout the race one there, so we expect to see the same again.
Yeah, and it paints an interesting picture when you look at the totem like that too, doesn't it, Dave? Obviously, we've got all our pro drivers from Vic Chan down to Tony Spence there, and, you know, you'd expect that those guys be shooting those big numbers up the top. But the likes of Nev Shields over Wadsworth, so that's a Pro-Am driver, just pipping out a silver class driver there for P7 and P8. And then we look there, Damien Jones, Thackeray, as you mentioned.
Yep.
There, and then Sam Carson, you see a bit more silver on the totem. And then Nash Melling there, managing to do the business that time over Baker, Moss, Perkins there. And, you know,
it's pretty
really
impressive, isn't it?
It is impressive, and it creates a lot of work for, I guess, the Brains Trust in the off-season to ensure that these drivers are in the correct category. And I think they've done a great job, and I think this, you know, we'll see in the race there that you'll potentially see some silver drivers really starting to put some heat on the Pro-Ams, vice versa as well. So I think the numbers are good, and you just see the mix up there says that they've got it incredibly close, you know, because at some point you've got to go up a class, and you know, there's other seasons might not go your way, and you may drop down a class for the next one. You know, it's all about competitive racing.
That's true. That's true. But very rarely do we see guys drop a class, J-Man. We have seen it, but it's pretty rare. It's rare, and it's the boys always moving onwards and upwards. But I do think the propeller heads at Asrnz have definitely got the numbers right with the classings with these guys, because we watch these races, mate, and we see how close these guys are, and I think they really nailed it. They've got it spot on. So as the boys roll out for race 2, Rick Chan leading the way, J-Man, in the Porsche. And we were, just talking about in Q2 how, well, I personally mentioned that how he's looked more comfortable in this car here tonight than he has the whole season. Vic, not a Porsche guy, so he's taken it on as a bit of a challenge, and he's worked hard for it. I'll tell you, we watched him really struggle with this car, but looks like he's on point here tonight. But man, has he got his work cut out for him with the pace of T-Fam tonight, J-Man. Apparently the Nurburgring specialist. So this is going to be a cracker. Watch these couple of opening laps.
Yeah, it's going to be big, and
it is.
We saw how strong T-Fam was on the opening laps, the race before. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens now. I'm just trying to have a little bit of a look here, just to see what I can see around the points there. Obviously, Antoon on uncorrected order leading this one at the moment in respect of without the drop round over Nipris, who is absent at the moment, duly noted, over Aerosmith, Fodado, Thackeray, Tim Nash, Shackelford, Perkins, Spence, Chan to round out the 10 in the championship.
Yep.
But in all due respect, obviously the top 3 at the moment, Antoon, Nipris, Aerosmith, and then obviously that all will be corrected after this week. But for me, the Pro-Ams in this title hunt, Thackeray, 735 points over Nash, 693 over Shackelford, 689.
So those 3 names, and you read them out. So we got Thackeray in 9th, and then we got a couple of positions in 10th and 11th before we get to Nash in 12th, and then we got Wally Baker and Moss and Perkins, and then we got Shackelford in 16th. So there's a little bit separating those boys.
There is. So there's plenty to play for. Now Kenny Simpson's leading the AM hunt at the moment, and he's doing a good job of that with obviously the absence of Phil Davison's Ryan Smith. So he's only got Uncle Joe to contend with out there for the AM title hunt at the moment, but that's still very much alive, as is the Lee Perkins, 684 points over Sam Carson, 643 over Wally Baker, 616. So there's a lot to play out, and we'll probably, as this thing heats up towards the back end, we may give you some corrected order post-drop round at date, maybe next week. Give you some graphics and a little bit of stuff around that to what that will look like on corrected order, because it is starting to get to the business end now.
It is definitely getting towards the business end, and I think that the quality of racing we're seeing tonight is a good indication of that, my friend, as the boys grid up and round the final corner. This is the business end for tonight's round 7 of Asrnz's 2025 GT3 series here at Nurburgring. We've got Chan, Pham, Antoon, Fodado, Webley, Shields, Wadsworth, Jones, Thackeray and Carson. We've got a green light. And
it's a good jump.
But Vic's got him, and look at Antoon, J-Man.
Yeah.
Trying to shut that door on
look, here's
Pham,
Pham.
but look at Pham.
Outside line.
The McLaren's under brakes on the outside in that T1 are amazing. Look at Fodado. Bam, thanks for coming. Oh, is it? Gets it, Taylor. Recovered.
Was that unforced, or was that a little touch?
Oh, there might have been a little bit of a tickle there, but he's kept it all together.
Nash, Baker, and Coase 3 wide into turn 2.
2 and 3. It's on. With obviously that little bit of a bunch up. Further up with Fodado. We will get up the pointy end here.
They
Chan
were side by side.
will defend well. Plasak, Vic Chan, T-Fam showing some serious form here tonight. And will be a formidable.
Oh, Fam deep under brakes. They just
I
cost him a
saw
little
that.
bit on the exit.
It did. It almost like he went a little bit deep. Fodeno.
Oh, busy down the back. Who was that running off of that? Kenny Simpson just took to a little bit of dirt. He's going to lose the position there to Phil Turner. But back up the front, Fam, he's going to put a ton of pressure. We saw him make 3 seconds and 3 laps at the start of race 1. Obviously, with Fodeno going backwards a little bit in that one. But look at how these guys have checked away from Phil Antoon already, lap 1.
So Antoon did have, I think, to deal with the whole Fodeno thing going on there, J-Man, in his defence there. So remembering,
watch here. You watch T-Fam turn 1, Davo.
You just watch this McLaren, and we saw it in the Thackeray McLaren as well. Very strong around the long way here in T1. Under brakes, unbelievable.
Oh, he pokes it up there too. Gives him the big block pass. Oh, he's not happy with it. He's going to redress it.
Well, Chan, with nothing to do but leave him space, like you said there. Fam not happy with his move there.
Gentlemanly racing.
Redresses it very quickly. It has made him vulnerable to Antoon and Webley. Antoon and Webley, these two, just these two, the amount of battles we have called just those two drivers in is impressive. So with these two on their tail, they've got plenty to think about.
How's Nev Shields? P5 start of this race. He is absolutely punching the numbers. And then I was about to call the group, which is Sam Carson, Wally Baker, Steve Melling, Jordan Moss, Tim Nash, Lee Perkins. That is a big pack, and then not too far off the back of that is Phil Turner, Rusty Shackleton. That's a big train, but hey, look, back to what is
lap 2.
Effectively lap 2. There's a good battle at the top there.
Lap 2, Vic Chan leading away. Already a little exchange. T1 lap 2 between Chan and Fam. Here, the boys, a little bit of a coming together, but really minor. And Fam, the gentleman, just yielding.
I don't think he has to force it, because I actually think he's got.
I think he's got it anyway
over these guys tonight. So he can just afford to be patient, set it up.
I totally agree. And I think Fam.
I agree, Matt.
Way more comfortable in that McLaren than I suspect Vic is in that Porsche. I think, was that it touch on the wall from Fam, maybe just a slight brush. It's definitely, he's got Antoon flashed his lights. Let's just see if we can just watch this. Yeah, so a very minor brush on the end of the pit wall there from Fam. Really did compromise his run there, so he's a little rattled. Antoon flashing the lights.
Fam is a little bit rattled.
Just, I think Antoon just went, "Hey mate, I'm still here. Don't do that again." As we just pick up on Wadsworth and Jones running very deep in behind there as well.
Fodeno, yeah, they're right in behind Fodeno there, but Shieldsy doing a great job here. But hey, look, I think that did rattle Fam a little bit. Maybe that lap, obviously that was the back end of that lap that he had a little bit of contact with Vic. And I tend to agree with Matty. I'm just going to call it as I see it from the overhead. I think, it was late. It was optimistic, but he was certainly down there well beside the car when they made a little bit of contact. So it was, it took two parties to agree to it. But, hey, look, if many different leagues, that would have been considered a good pass. So gentlemanly here at Asrnz. They
absolutely. And look, and Chan seen him coming and provided the space as well for Fam to be there. So good overlap, and these guys are very respectful. So I tend to agree. Definitely pass on Fam. Too nice. And we'll live to battle another day with Chan if he can keep Antoon off his tail, and I think he's got the pace. He's definitely got Antoon's measure tonight. Jones on Wadsworth, cameras picking up on that at the moment.
Then you can see Fodeno's going to have a look here into the final turn. Go shallow.
Oh, Oh, that must have been close. And you've got to watch that end of that pit wall. When you're running down on the inside there on the final corner, J-Man, so easy to get tangled up there. Look at Fam again, down into one.
On the outside, Kitty cut back down underneath him. Oh, Chan places the car nice and tight on the apex on the exit, negates any opportunity for T-Fam to get down there.
Definitely defended the inside more that time. Pushed Fam to the outside, J-Man, but like you said, placement and just the speed of the car on the apex, really, Fam, nowhere to go. Antoon ever looming in the Nissan.
Smart play here from Steve Malling, gets out of that big queue, goes for a really, really early stop, only 6.5, 7 minutes into this race, and he's opted to go and get a ton of fresh air. Like I said, 2-minute odd lap, it's going to see him just come out with a heap of fresh air, and then when he does engage in traffic, I think it will definitely be with the guys that he's sparring with. As we see, Wharado did get the job done on Nev Shields, and then it'll be lining up will be Wadsworth and then Jones, and realistically, it's at Jones that Nev Shields is racing here. These other two race out of a different category. So
Big Tan off track. Big Tan off track. Let's get a look at that. That is up through the Schumacher S's. We've got it on the replay right now. So Vic well up on the ripple strip on the entry there inside. Tripods the old Porsche. Didn't have a lot of grip. Flicks it off the track, Fam into the lead. Like I said, Fam way more comfortable in that McLaren than Vic Tan is in the Porsche. That has allowed Fam through, Antoon through, Webley through.
Yep. Oh, who was that I saw peeling off? That's
Wadsworth. Jones.
He got out of that. Yeah, he got out of that battle. Maybe not the best set of tyres that he's going to run in this race, so he's getting off of those. Comes in, gets it down to 50, nice and easy. Want to get a pick up on Steve Melling's stationary time.
And Geordie Moss actually just rolling into the pits, I suspect that is too, in the background there.
Malling did a better job in the pits than Timmy Nash and Spence. So he's actually holding off Timmy Nash at the moment is Steve Malling. So it's a good job in the pit lane. Smart play to go and put that car in early. And as we mentioned, yeah, Moss and Wadsworth in the lane as well. So that will shake out. Chan all over the back of Webley already, Davo.
So, yeah, look, we know Chan, super nice guy.
But who's that? Chan's off again.
Hungry racer.
Chan's out in the gravel track down the bottom of the hill.
Clearly pushing too hard. So Webley there. Oh, tag. Oh, okay, so now that's a tag on Webley. Webley around. Oh, no, he's put that back on track. But I think Wharado sneaked past him, so Chan not happy with himself. Where has he gone? He's way back.
He's down to P13 now.
He just wanted to, I think he just really did check that car up just to make sure Webley regained the circuit cleanly before he
now down the inside of Nash. Nash had a good look on Steve Malling. They're still side by side. Oh, little tag. He just turns down across the nose of Timmy Nash, does Tony Spence, and just gets rotated for his trouble. It was very, very tight quarter racing.
So Nash running deep there up in behind Melling there in the T1 as we see in the
catalyst.
Yeah, just see that in the replay there, and that is put those two cars together. Not happy.
Get a replay on Damian Jones's exit and entry in between the final two turns, Davo. There's no more real estate left than that.
Oh, gets it. It's a bit of Red Bull dust out onto those tyres for the weigh in later.
Okay, so Wadsworth with a snaggy stop. That was what that
J-Man,
was, 36 seconds.
You raced this track, so have I. That is so easy to do, isn't it?
Oh, sometimes I do it on purpose. Just to widen the entry for the final turn.
Just to get that run. Up to start, finish straight.
Perkins Shackelford in the lane also. So Malling, Moss with the best of the stops so far on the 32s. Then we go 33 for Nash, 35 for Spence, 36 for Wadsworth. I'll give you some numbers on Shackelford and Perkins shortly. However, once again, TFAM just obviously with the with the incidents and that, and he got given the lead. He did have Antoon hounding him to start with, but he's already broken the second barrier. There's
well, I don't. Personally, I don't think he's shaken Antoon. Why? Because I can see Antoon in camera shot most of the time. Still,
yeah, but he's little by little pulling away. You're talking about 53.5 for Fam last lap round, and then a 53.9 for Antoon. Now, who was that just got a stop go or a drive through? Rusty Shackelford.
Oh, ouch! What will that be for? You suspect?
Stop go 30 will be a pit lane speeding infringement because he's actually just left the lane, so he's he just got himself in a spot of trouble there with the marshals. Now, Damien Jones and Nev Shields. This is a great battle. Now, this is class racing. There's a couple of pro-ams going at it. And where is Thackeray? Because he's another guy that's in the hunt for this title.
He's in the monsters. Yep.
Okay, so he's a little bit further back. He's in front of Chan, behind Turner. So, yeah, that gap is ever so slightly increasing lap by lap. 53.5 plays a 54.2 last lap around for Fam versus Antoon. So I just think Fam has got the superior car speed here tonight, and he is going to be a really, really hard beat. Can't take my eyes off of Damien Jones attacking the back of Nev Shields, and also Thackeray, Chan, Turner. That's a spirited battle.
Yeah, and just talking about Jones and Carso there. Shields, should I say, and Jones. Carso is the next car behind, albeit 4 seconds behind. But those 3 Astons, we see those guys. Those
week
like
out.
that, week in, week out, don't we? So very equally matched, a few drivers. And the Asrnz always represent.
Chan's going with them.
Bam, bam. There you go. Turner just opening the door and holding it open just for that little bit longer. And just look at this replay here. We just watched Chan sizing it up. Is the door open? Bam! And then he's in there and he gets it done. Jones and Shields again.
And he's having a good look here. A long way to go down there because it's such a fast chicane.
And again, gets it very wide. Oh, Shields in.
So he succumbed to the pressure and decided to get out of that. I'll just watch Shields' entry here. Make sure he looks good. Oh, he's very, very late. Very accurate. Very accurate. Got to do a hard job to try and get a quicker entry than that. I think Shields, he absolutely nailed that.
Oh, with such a tight battle he's been in there with Jones. He really does need that, though, doesn't he? He's got to hit those marks and make those gains in the pits.
Yep.
Chan on Thackeray. Chan
sizing him up
in recovery mode after being tangled up, leading the race there for 3 or 4 or so laps, for flicking the Porsche off into the wilderness, regathering, and then a little unfortunate touch of an exchange of paint with Brandon Webley has put that car back, and it's, I don't know, corrected times, probably still back out of the top 10, really. Yep. So at this stage, but Chan again,
drops very to Shields there, Davo, just at a 32-second stop, which was critical with such a good entry.
Needed that.
And a good stationary, comes out ahead of Wadsworth, who is pit stopped as well. So obviously Wadsworth racing out of the silver class versus Shields. He's Pro-Am. He's still doing a good job.
Stellar.
And he'll be eyes forward, knowing that he's racing Damien Jones. So it'll be all about what lap times Jonesy can run now for the next however many he decides to go before he pulls into pit lanes, and he is going again. So try and get a read on this lap time. Previous best looks like somewhere around a 50. Well, last lap round was a 57. This one here was a 55.6, and his best lap was of a 55.6. So he's doing his best numbers versus Shields' best numbers are 55.6 as well, so they are super competitive.
That doesn't get any much closer than that, is it? It's pretty well equal in each other's time.
Simpson Turner, it's a battle forming. You can see a little bit further up the road, Chan still trying to work out how to get round Eddie Thackeray.
Now, we saw Thackeray dominate in his class in race 1, J-Man, so no surprise he's keeping Chan at bay there. That doesn't surprise me at all, but they are in very close touch. Like you mentioned, the Turner-Simpson guys, Turner and Simpson are just only a few car lengths back, and we see them come up in shot together there.
Well, actually, Thackeray, not so much. He finished P13 in race 1, so Damien Jones, Nash, Shields, and Co, and Moss all ahead of him. So, yeah, I think he may have out-qualified them, but yeah, they certainly got the better of him in race 1.
Man, but wasn't he putting the moves on?
He was.
T1 braking, outside, inside, right? It was all going on. So, yeah, just unfortunately found himself probably down the field a little bit lower than he would have liked, as we just see him run wide there, allows Chan pass.
Bence chasing down Perkins, also still a tight battle between Kenny Simpson. Stop go cleared for the 76 car, that would have been Rusty Shackelford. That's a long 30 seconds. And he's come out with a lot of blue flags, so he's just trying to do the right thing and let these front runners go through. So he just saw Webley and Fodderdo go through. But Pham now out to 2.8 seconds over Antoon. We don't say that much in our broadcasting careers, Davo, do we? Really?
No, definitely not.
Simpson getting out of the battle with Turner. Now he was pretty accurate on the entry fight by my calculation, I think. So Bence, Perkins. Oh, that must have been tight. And these guys have already exchanged a little paint.
So Spence ranging up on the back there. Let's just see if we can get a look over the rear wing.
Okay, not sure what happened to Wally Baker there. Looked like he might have gone back a spot.
He has to...
Maybe a couple.
Thackeray, actually. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And
so Baker
Chan
must
too,
have been...
maybe.
Chan's gone. Okay, so Kenny Simpson, in the pit lane, J-Man, as we speak.
Yep, he's just leaving, so I'll give you a read on Simpson's time. He was at 32 seconds, so it's a good stop. So he should just come out.
Turner, so Baker going backwards there. I just wonder whether Baker is redressing something there, or he has got a major issue. Because he just allowed, who was that, Turner in the Ferrari passed quite easily, and the car does not look fast.
Webley, Antoon, Fodderdo, all in the pit lane now in quick succession.
So Battle of the Titans there. What's that? Wally Baker. Can we get eyes on that car? That car, that thing is damaged. That is massively damaged. I wonder whether that's got steering damage, that car.
Is that a whoopsie there somewhere?
So Wally into the pit. Antoon, Webley, Fodderdo, all in the pit lane.
Their numbers.
Who's that? Vic Chan rolling in just to join them.
Yeah, from a lot further back, so he'll watch them disappear as he's still
Fodderdo out early.
33 for Antoon, 32 for Fodderdo. So he made a second there. 36 for Webley. That's a snaggy slow stop for Brandon Webley.
that hurt Webley.
So we can see Shieldsy and Wadsworth go through. Mossy also on Antoon. Melling and Co. So go a long way back. Now, what did that do? to Chan, 32-second stop. So it was a good stop. Just unfortunately with those few errors that he had, almost looked like a hardware failure to me. So that leaves T-Fam still out in the lead, circulating, just comes across the line for a 54.1. Just has the best lap of the race as well, already recorded at 53.5. Damien Jones runs out of P2 unstopped. Interested to see he's running mid-55s. So just did a 55.640. His best lap's a 55.630. So he's still on his best pace. Now the guy he's racing is Nev Shields. He's currently a P9. He just banked a 55.652. So they're still trading the same numbers as Damien Jones, although Jones goes through with 55.2 last lap around. So he's slightly quicker. He'll need a pretty accurate stop because, as I mentioned, Nev Shields banked a 32 stationary and a 102 outright. So you can often see a second different here on the transit time too, Davo. A lot of guys taking a minute two for the total time, and then the occasional guy, the likes of Moss, Melling, Perkins to record, and Shackelford all going through on 101. So another second to be made on the transition time, not just the stationary time. So we don't often see that. It's normally pretty accurate, but I guess it's their entry speed when they come in. So 17.5 minutes to go. Fascinating battle forming between the likes of Jones and Shields. Also Perkins, Spence, that's a great battle forming. And they got Melling just up the road. So Steve-O opted for that really early stop. Stopped at about 6.5 minutes into this race.
Fam in the pit lane, Joe.
Yep, and it served him pretty well. So Fam, I think Fam,
you think he got it?
Nah.
Oh no, David's calling it.
Infringement. I had Malaysia out, and it looked like he was about 62k an hour. I'll give or take maybe 3 or 4, but I'm still saying he was potentially 56, 58 if I'm favourable.
Yep.
When he's a little bit slow to the jacks, he may be flustered, he may know it, but I'm going to say he's going to come out of this with a stop go 30 and a field this tight. That's going to put him as far back as probably, could be as far back as Vic Chan.
6
15.
or 7, maybe more.
No, it could be more. Give me a read on the times. Hang on, 15.
Oh, it could go out of the top 10.
No, it might be P7, P8 actually, looking at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I've been wrong before, but that did look
so we will keep a close on that. Oh, actually, he's already off the jacks here, J-Man. Let's have a look as he rolls across the control line, and bam, there you go. Yep. Bam, fam, T-Man has got the stop go, J-Man. Wow.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. He will be kicking himself.
Missed that little hurdle there. He didn't need to press too hard. He's got so much car pace. He'll come back a little bit from that, but it won't be to the top.
Tough gig, J-Man.
And Antoon would have seen that already. He'll know what's in store.
Frackery in the pits as we speak. Wadsworth starting to take it to Shields now. Both have pitted. We've only got a couple that haven't pitted, I think, J-Man, isn't it? It's Jones and Turner.
Jones and Turner.
Yep.
Yeah, Jones and Turner, the only two there. Jones, I expect to see Jones in shortly, although if this is his best set of tyres, he's probably likely going to run it out for as long as he can as he goes round one more time. Last lap was a 55.6 versus Shields' 55.6. So what does Jones do this time? He's looking more closer towards a 56 rather than a 55.8. So we'll get a read once Shields does come through. He's got a whole lot of heat now from Wadsworth. Is Spence now applying the blowtorch to the back of Perkins? So this is
and he's got it turned up. He's got it turned up well hot as well, J-Man. So that battle's on. It has been going on for quite a few laps so far. But who's weighing into that fight now? None other than Vic Chan. Simpson passed Fackery there in the background too. Oh, as we see Simpson very sideways.
Yeah, it's
through
loose.
through the Schumacher S's there. Let's just see if we get a read on that. Fackery running wide at the bottom of the hill through the hairpin, and let's get a bit of vision on this. And Simpson gets it off the outside ripple strip into the left hand.
Does.
Very sideways through the Schumacher S's there. So nice work from Kenny Simpson. Spence on Perkins. This is not over yet. Like I said, Vic Chan's weighing in on that now, and very close, within pouncing distance. T-Fam back in the pits, J-Man, to serve that penalty.
30 is going to take him a long way back. It's probably worse than I initially thought. I thought it might have been Vic Chan. I think it was the first call. Then I thought it may have been better, but it is a long way back. He's only 24 seconds into a 30 stop, and he's already back to P17. Where is Baker? So maybe P17 may be as bad as it gets.
Quite possibly. Perkins and Spence, I think, having to come together there in T1, not going to plan. So change the position there with Vic Chan, and I think it's Timmy Nash actually sneaking through as well.
Yeah, still a massive shout out to Nev Shields. He's holding down P5 now with obviously the misfortune of T-Fam. He was 6. He's got Wadsworth coming. Melling's another one. Jordan Moss, and Steve Melling. Another couple of
yeah, on their way. That's right.
Inside the 10. So 7th for Moss, 8th for Melling. It's a stunning drive for those two boys in race 2. Damien Jones currently leads this race, and he'll be all about just punching these numbers. 56.3 was the last time round versus the guy he's racing in 5th, Nev Shields, 55.5. So big margin gain there to Nev Shields.
Definitely.
So Jones has probably seen the best out of those tyres. If there's any time to do it, it's probably now.
Jones,
get off, get the stop done.
Final Carter to stop J-Man. We will expect to see that relatively soon. Still, what do we got? 12 minutes, nearly right on the dot. There, left to run.
When the numbers start running the other way, that's what we saw last race between T-Fam and Webley. Webley probably extracted the better part of the tyres before the pit stops and then decided to call it, and really closed that 2.8 second margin up on T-Fam. T-Fam obviously still came out triumphant in that race 1, but that's the difference between staying out versus going, and I think it's probably starting to head back the other way for Jones, so it may be time to get off that tyre. Just looking at his data, he's currently 4 tenths down on his 56. On his 55.2's his best lap, so he's still looking to go deep into the 55s. But with Shieldsy running last lap round 56.3, it's going to be tight. And then Wadsworth on the back of Shields now. If he can apply some pressure, maybe that's what Jones is hoping, because he goes round one more time.
So Wadsworth focused on the back of Nev Shields, Aston at the moment, but Mossy
closing in on that.
Yeah, Mossy's not too far behind. And like you mentioned, Melling right there with, so that dynamic could change in the next 10 minutes or so. J-Man, laps are ticking over quickly. Not long to go now. These guys have got to make the moves. We saw it at the end of last race. It really did ramp up. Look at Melling. You see all 4 cars in the camera shot there for a moment.
So my calculations are saying that Jones has got 1.6 seconds to the favour of green over Nev Shields right now if he stopped now. So if he stopped now, he's got a 1.6 second margin, permitting he can do a 32.
He's got to do the 32. He's got to do the 32.
So if he can do a 32 stationary, 102 exit, he will be good to the tune of 1.6 seconds. So,
and he's running out of time to do it. What tyres? Well, clearly he's going to have a really worn, beat up set of tyres to go to if he's left them this long, hasn't he, mate? Vic Chan on Carlson down into 1. We are still keeping eyes on the Nev Shields, Wadsworth, Jordan Moss, Steve Melling, but look, right behind that. And
I was about to say, Stu must be rooting for his mate Nev.
Yeah.
And he posted up just as quick as I thought it. He was in there. There's a little bit of bit of common knowledge going on there. But yeah, Nev Shields, this is a standout drive this season for Nev. He's just, you know, he's always aiming for the likes of Turner and Melling and co. But I tell you what, he is absolutely punching the numbers tonight. Yeah, it has been some long nights, I'm sure, Nev. Some great coaching from yourself, mate. And yeah, good stuff. He's doing a beautiful job. You can just see that he's making Wadsworth have to ask a whole lot of questions down in the braking zones. And Shields, he's just holding his line here. You're not seeing him go defensive yet.
No, he does have that distance, doesn't he, between himself and the Wadsworth 45 Ferrari there of Wadsworth. So a little bit of space. Oh, it's sort of twos and fro's there. Stretches and then tightens back. But yes, looks like he's got the measure. So head down, stay focused. Chan on Carson, J-Man. Headlights ablaze on the Porsche. It's getting tight here.
He's been having a good look, mate. He's really searching.
So nice work from Carso here to hold out Mr. Chan in the 333 Porsche. And like we were just talking about, just in front of that battle, we were just calling Steve Melling, Jordan Moss, Wadsworth, and Shieldsy there. So.
Well, this is good for Shieldsy too, given the fact that he still eyes forward, because he just ran a 55.4 versus Jones's 55.8. So that's another 4 tenths in the favour of Nev Shields. So, you know, we just saw it swing a little bit the other way, but Shieldsy, because he's not driving defensive, he's still punching his best numbers. His best number of the race is the 55.5. Just ran a 55.4. It was unclassified because of the track cut out of turn 4. But still hitting the numbers.
Yeah,
Jones
so
goes round again.
So clearly, when these guys are close together, it flashes up on our software, shows us who is close and who's running in close proximity. These guys within a tenth of each other, but at the high end of that. So although they show up on our deltas as cars in close proximity, Shields definitely has a little bit of breathing. He's got breathing space, hasn't he?
Shields has pulled that number back. It's more like 7 tenths now. Looking at that on the roaming numbers, obviously they're changing all the time.
Yes.
But it looks like maybe 7 tenths is the margin now. So, and it's starting to swing back in the favour of Shieldsy here to hold down this top 5, because I think he's got the answers with 6 1/4 minutes left to run. He's responded to Wadsworth, and I think it's going to find that, he just has a moment. We commentator cursed him, and he loses that position to Wadsworth, and just in a heartbeat, he's got Moss on him as well. So this is where things like that will favour back to Jones. Now, Jones is probably going to slot between Wadsworth and Shields here, or potentially Shields and Moss.
Hey, so look, and we just picked that up on the replay there, J-Man, if you get to have a look. How small was that mistake from Shields?
Tiny.
So tiny. And, he's got him back.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, and look at Moss. Moss is like, okay, if you guys are going to muck around and it's still on, it's not over yet.
Shields' not going to roll over here.
He's got the rights to that very
Moss
awkward exit.
Have a crack at Wadsworth. Look at Melling's in there now too, so it's
immediately
gone to a 4-way. Look at Melling dive down the inside of Moss. He's going to have rights here.
And Moss leaves the space straight into the right-hander though. Moss has
and who's that? That's Carson Chan coming into the battle
right back into it. This is going to finish off. 5 minutes to run, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Nev Shields, Jacob Wadsworth, Jordan Moss, Steve Melling, Carson Chan. It's all happening.
It has gone to effectively, what is it? It's a 6-way. But look at that. Shieldsy just pulls some carling.
He just took off. Yeah. The Aston's solid as ever. But look at that group of cars now. It looks like it's lap 2 or 3. They are very tightly bunched. We have got under 5 minutes to run here. No surprise, J-Man.
And the pendulum swings again. Jones across with the 6-3 versus Shieldsy 7-2. Nah, 7-2 for 57-2 with Shieldsy having that mistake. Jones stays focused, 56-3. So
He's still got a pit though.
He makes another 1.1 seconds. He does have to pit. And expect to see it, I think, at the end of this lap. I think he will go the end of this lap.
He's only got this one or the next one to do it in. Oh dear, so close. Damien Jones leading the race, unpitted as yet. Will drop him back down into this melee of cars here, right here. Who's that? Steve Melling. Carson on Melling. He's got Chan pushing him.
That's not done. Melling's got it back.
Carson can't sit on his hands here. He's got to move forward. If Melling is that sacrifice, then so be it. Look at what is Chan? Looking for any gap, any door that's open. What a fight.
Beautiful stuff. Now Jones comes into the lane. I'm going to watch this entry. This needs to be picture perfect. He needs to stretch this out as close as he can to the control line. Get it down to 50k an hour. Don't overstep the mark. Comes in, gets it down, breaks it early. Perfect. No issues here. Gets the first part of the equation done. He's just got to get this thing square on the blocks. Don't worry about all these pros that are going to fly through. You're going to see Antoon go through, Fodado, Webley. But that's all you should see. They should be the only cars you're worried about. Now we see Shieldsy leading this train of cars coming up out of the Schumacher S's up into the left-hander. Still doing a good job as Shields. I still think he's fully focused.
I think he's got
to
this.
Talk to him post-race and just ask him about where the focus was. We may or may not get a chance to talk to him. We'll certainly get a chat to him during the week if we don't, but just about where the mindset is in this phase, whether he was really racing Wadsworth or he's thinking still about Jones.
Jan Carson. Oh, side by side through the final chicane. Is that going to work? No chance.
Jones 33 on the jack, so he could have been better to the tune of a second. Now, where is Shieldsy? Coming down the pit straight. Jones is off the limiter. He's on the gas just now. They're going to get him. They've got him.
Oh, look at them all. Look at them all. There goes
up.
Jordan Boss and Melling. Steve Melling. Here comes Carso and Chan. Oh, he's side by side with Melling.
Yeah, he's going to get Melling here. So
and only just.
Battle. And so that puts Shieldsy into P4. P4. So this is a Pro-Am, guys. This is a Pro-Am. It has got just an absolute gaggle of cars behind him. He's got some
pretty class acts. It's some class drivers out there that he is well in front of, as we see Phil and Toon. Start the final lap, J-Man. Oh, Shieldsy, come on!
Yeah, a little wag of the tail there. Deep down into the hairpin. Holds it on the inside nicely, although I thought he might have been deep there because he really pushed shallow down on there, just trying to cover off from Wadsworth.
The car looks solid up through this complex of corners, up to Schumacher here. Yep. Doesn't look sketchy. Oh, look at Wadsworth with a big miss. There's bloody Geordie passed. And who else?
Jones is going to get him.
Jones is going to get him as well. And
Melling,
Steve
Melling right up on the outside. Leader's just started the final lap. Melling's going to hold this position here. Can he hold it there? Yes, he can. Squeeze him out.
Wadsworth will be kicking himself.
It's a drag race. Ford versus Ferrari.
Looking for the side draft is Wadsworth through the kinky straight.
Ford wins that battle.
Wow.
Good stuff. Shields going to hang on here, mate, for a P4, I reckon. Antoon's a shoe-in. He started the last lap already, and he's well on his way.
Oh, look, Shieldsy, a whisker away. It might be a 20-second whisker, but a whisker away from her podium there.
Yeah, Stewie, come at us with the numbers. What's the best result for Nev Shields in an Asrnz GT3 race? A full field. What is his best number? Surely it can't be better than a P4. This is a fantastic drive. Sorry, viewers, if we're not focusing on other stuff, but this is where the battle is. Perkins Dash, that's still going on. That's been going on, and Spencer's in there. Obviously, Pham, he's just got Simpson, so he's on the comeback. He was P17, he's now up to P14. Can Jones on this final lap, can he do anything with Jordan Moss?
is so much going on here in this final lap, J-Man. We got Spence on Perkins, on Nash. We've got Chan on Carso and gets it done. Finally, he works.
Shoots down the inside.
Works so hard for that.
Watch Jones here. Watch Jones here. He's sighting up a move on Jordan Moss. Looking to the left, looking to the right. So close. Antoon takes the checkers. Sorry, Phil. Does the business over Webley. I'm sure you boys
understand. Antoon Fonato Webley there rolling across the line here. Jones going for it in the Red Bull Aston on the outside. Geordie gives him.
Oh, he holds his nerve.
Just enough space, but not enough space to do it.
Nerve shield.
Look at the run. Watch the run here out of the Aston. It's just not enough straightaway here. But look at the run from the Aston there.
It's a fantastic race.
Wow.
Well done.
Jones, Mossy over Jones. Melling.
Chan, not quite. Yes, he does. The Chan readdressed it. What was the story there?
Might have.
Over Carso, Nash, Fan back to 12. Something 13.
It's just epic. Nashy. In 11th, Simpson in 12th, T-Fam in 13th, Bakary 14th, Perkins 15th, Spence 16th, Phil Turner, Wally Baker, Rusty Shackford rounding out 19. J-Man, man, I am damn near out of breath. What a cracking race. Wow.
Fantastic. Righto, I'll get into
Get them down here. Come on, we need to have a chat with some of these lads.
We do. Okay. First one down, P3, race 2. Webley, you got us on comms?
I do. How you going?
Oh, mate, I'm just about out of breath. That was 2 races that were pretty intense, mate. But hey, look, well done. Got yourself back to a podium there in race 2. Obviously, great race across the board. Give us a bit of a reflection on the performance tonight. The car was super quick at the start of the night, especially in quali form, Brandon.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with race 1, but I made like every mistake that you can possibly make on the tires, and then in race 2, I think I opened the ducts too much, and my tires were a bit cold. But
Okay.
Yeah, still in the hunt though, mate, and fantastic racing out there. We've seen some good battles. Nurburgring certainly one of the tracks on the calendar that leads itself for some pretty fantastic racing, mate.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, but my car randomly turned off at the end of that second race, so that was real handy. Something wrong with my steering wheel, so. Oh
dear, no, we may have seen a couple of mechanicals. Not sure whether Vic suffered a mechanical there tonight as well, because there was a couple of uncharacteristic things going on tonight with a few guys. So no, but nonetheless, mate, great finish there of what is a pretty hardly contested championship at the moment. It's just week in, week out. It's hard to know who's going to step up, and we just saw that performance tonight out of T-Fam just to really show that it's bloody hard work to get to the top.
Yeah, he's on another level at this track. He's the only one to do a 52, so I feel like it's his day to shine.
Yep, 100%. No, awesome stuff, Brandon. Looking forward to the next few. I'll tell you what, it's going to get pretty spicy. I'm sure you guys start to head towards the business end of this championship now.
Yeah, it should be fun. What's the next track, do you know?
I could bring that.
Yes, we can bring you that right now.
Look it up, don't worry,
Barcelona for enduro. So I suspect that will be 89 minutes of Barcelona next week.
Wow, that'll be interesting in the Mustang for the tires, but yeah, we'll give it a go.
Yeah, good work. Awesome, Brandon. Cheers for the chat, mate. Well done on tonight's fantastic result.
Cheers, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, mate. All right, so next cab off the rank will be Shano, I believe. Antoon, Slambo, then Webley. Yes, it would be, I think. The list is gone. Am I correct, Davo?
Yes, I think you are correct there.
Shano, you got us on comms?
Hey, buddy.
Mate, fantastic race 2.
Yeah. didn't start so well though, did it?
No.
Um,
Was
no,
there a little bit of contact there? Was it? It just didn't look like it. You did it by yourself. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe my teammate that won the race.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing you now.
couple of big moments there. We caught you, I think, race one. Huge moment after the Schumacher S's up the hill into the left hand. I got a little tag there from somebody, and mate, full opposite lock. It may have even been Spence. I'm not sure. Race one, but mate, I do not know for the love of money how you caught that thing and managed to drive off. But hey, look, another great result. Heading towards what we deem the championship rounds, mate, and you're certainly well in the hunt, looking good for a solid finish in this championship, Shano.
Yeah, cheers, man. Yeah, the first race I forgot to change my setup because I knew the quality setup's no good for fuel because it's carrying a bit of ballast this round, and I was spewing because I knew it was going to be loose. And then at the end of that stint, it was actually all right, but I ended up just nursing all the tyres so I could use them up in that second one.
So what was the tyre strategy tonight, Shano?
I used the same set I qualied on for race one and ran all the way to the end. So then I pretty much had two good sets for the last race.
Oh, okay.
And quali, yeah. So I just split the last two races in half.
Yep.
It worked out all right.
Yeah, definitely. No, fantastic result, mate. And man, what a display from the giggers tonight, mate. Just locking the top 6 out, I think, in Q1, and every time we looked, it was just we were trying to work out as a giggle or a something of giggers. Something.
A giggle. It's a giggle.
Giggle of giggles. Giggles. It's just like you guys just dominate the field, mate. Well done.
Yeah, there's a few of us, and we're gonna touch each other up every now and then. There's that many of us at the front, so yeah,
Make it an interesting
done to the
debrief
boys.
during the week, mate.
yeah, it's back's a bit awkward sometimes.
No, well done, Shano.
And unlucky Vic and
hey, look, the respect's really, really good. I mean, we saw it there, a little touch up between those boys, and they, and it got sorted out. So, well done, mate. Cheers for the chat, and mate, looking forward to next week already.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate. All right.
Shane Frodo, everybody, and last but definitely not least,
Maverick, AK Full Antoon, mate, capitalised on that one there, mate. Did the 1% stuff right, and you're there or thereabouts all night, mate. Car was a little bit off on Q1, but raced your way forward. Give us a bit of a debrief on the night.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Good.
Look, that second race was a bit bittersweet. I think at the time it didn't feel like we touched. I'm thinking lap one, but looking back at the replay, it looks like the front spoiler touched the back of Slampo's car, so he's going to give me a 10-second penalty, I think. We'll call it even.
It's like inter-team, 10-second.
Yeah. And then,
Next
watching Fam getting stop go 30, I was a bit disappointed because I thought I wanted him to get the double win.
Yeah. I think we all did.
But it was an alright race. Second race, just made some changes to the setup. So
you of all people too, Mav, we've managed to commentate a lot of your successes over the last couple of years, and like, you've been in that position where, just everything's working and your car speed's fantastic. You do all the 1% things right. You typically, there's only a handful of guys that we ever see pull out a 31-second stationary, and it's with a tyre stop, and it's normally yourself or Vic or just to name a couple anyway. And so on a night like that, you do wish that those guys have their moment of glory, I suppose, when you see that. But outside of that, mate, there's still a championship going on, and you put yourself in a good position to really, put yourself in a strong position with a few rounds to go to have a good shot at that.
Yeah, thanks. I think my goal is to not have to do the last race. So.
That'll be a droppy, will it?
No, I really missed one round. So
he missed round one. So,
that's right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hey, look, fantastic though. You still had the Nissan in the window like all night. I think you know, when I'd say things like, you know, you're slightly off in Q1, it's just because we're used to seeing you trading that last 10th for that top spot. So, but
Yeah.
the level's risen certainly, I think, this season as
It
well.
has. Yeah, I think Fami coming back has spurred on a bit
Yep.
more competition as well, and I think some people just have found the right cars. Like Slambo's really fast in the
Yep.
Lambo.
Yep.
Vic's when he wants to race, Vic's quick.
Yep.
So it's a bit more competitive. You know, the GTR for me, I was a bit struggling with that car on this track. Just couldn't do my usual kind of, you know, late braking and slow fast corners. So it was a struggle. And then the second race just made it a bit gave it a bit more turn in, and that just helped a lot with the corners. So I think that made the difference.
Yeah, and just give us a quick read on the tyre strategy for tonight, Mav, just so we can sort of get an idea about where guys are trending this far in the season. You know, how'd you play it as far as those 3 sets concerned?
Yeah, the first race, I did the usual, did the start of the race on a new set, and then did the second half of the race on a quali set. The second race, quali was a brand new set, and then started the race on one of the sets, and just finished it on the other set. So I think towards the end of the second race, I could see Slambo was catching me.
Yeah.
So my tyres were giving out a little bit, so just held on.
Interesting. Yeah, we obviously ask you guys off and on, you know, like what your setup preference, and they obviously change from track to track, don't they? You know, like with the wear loads on the tyres, and you guys quite often run vastly different strategies when it comes to, you know, your tyre usage over the weekend. So which is really good. I think that's, you know, like it just shows that there's multiple ways of doing these things and still being at the top.
I think you'll see a more aggressive tyre strategy when it's hard to pass on track.
Yeah.
So some of the tracks we've done lately, you know, it's pretty hard. So then some guys will pit early just to come up with something. Whereas, you know, a Monza or something like that might be a bit more straightforward.
Yeah.
And then factoring that in as well, I'm going to ask the next two boys, because I'm going to grab a couple of special guests down here because they had a incredibly good
one
race
definitely,
between,
yes.
Yeah, Shieldsy and Jonesy and that. But do you factor in something on a track like tonight with a, you know, just a sub under 2 minute, you know, sort of 153, 154, let's call it average lap? Do you factor that in, that you could potentially go early with such a long lap and have a lot of fresh air? I mean, it's probably something more the mid-pack think about, but do you guys consider that at all when you come to a track like this?
To do what, sorry?
To potentially go early and not have to worry about traffic because it's such a long lap?
Nah, I think if you're at the front, you unless you have to, you'd want to avoid going early.
Yep.
You don't want to come out and then hit the pack.
Yeah.
Too quick when you know, if you're trying to undercut somebody.
Yeah.
We tend to like to go in the middle or even later, because then when you come out, you might only have a couple of back markers.
Yeah, because the
or
field
people
spread.
that haven't pitted. Yeah. So that's my preference, but it also depends on the track. You know, if big picks early, then I pit early.
Yeah. You can be swayed. You can be swayed.
I can be persuaded.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Well done. Well, that was definitely a neat gain, Mav, because the way I read it, P4 race 1, P1 race 2, I think potentially Webley going 2-3 took the round, you in second, and then I think on finishing order, because of TFAM's 1, I think 13, I think it would see Forodo in there as well. So another solid Giga performance once again tonight. So well done.
The
Gigas.
Yes, they are commentary stats, mind you.
They're not official. My maths isn't the best, Mav, but look, I'm just going to go on a whim and say it's pretty damn close.
Oh dear. So nice to see you. Back up in here, mate. It's great for the
Thanks,
chat.
Bills.
Awesome, mate.
Okay, mate.
See you next week. See you, buddy.
Get Nev Shields in here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring both of them down because...
Who's that?
Shieldsy and Jonesy. So
okay, come on.
Yeah,
let's do this.
There's a lot of kudos to Nev Shields, but I'm going to grab Damien Jones down here
Oh,
because there's a mathematical
Hey.
equation that went into all of this. So first and foremost, let's give us a minute there, Jarks. But Nev Shields, take a bow.
Has he got us
racing?
on?
Yeah, racing.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Cheers.
Racing to P4 tonight on absolute merit. There was no gimmies. Obviously, T-Fan probably bumped you up one, so you were clearly a top 5, but you did all the right things right. Just talk to us about, mate. That's, I think, your best finish in a GT3 class car at Asrnz in a full field, mate. How are you feeling?
Oh, stoked, mate. Absolutely stoked. So I am.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do this season was beat Phil Turner. That was my goal. Beat Phil Turner.
I did mention that during the broadcast, and
didn't beat him last year. Wanted to take him out this year, and I think the start of this race I just got 2 points in front of him. So with the drop run, so hopefully this will give me a bit of clearance.
Nice.
And Jarks, I've pulled you in as well because I thought that was a fantastic drive. You drove the long play race 2, so we're predominantly picking on race 2 here, boys, although you both had fantastic results in the first one as well. So Shieldsy, I think you finished 10th in race 1, and then I think Jonesy, you finished 8th as well. So big results out of both races tonight. But the reason being is mathematically I was crunching the numbers. Jarks, you went for the long run. You took it right out with a couple of laps to go. I was watching the pendulum swing. There was times that I may have called that I think you should have come in maybe a couple of 3 laps earlier. Shieldsy, I think you played a good strategy on the way you ran it, and even the drive in front of Wadsworth, I thought you drove in an attacking manner, not a defensive, and that played divvies. But were you guys aware of each other out on track? I was heavily focused on the Jones Shields, where that was going to play out. Was it like that out on track for you, Jarks? Were you still focused on coming out somewhere with Nev?
Yeah, I was definitely battling him. That was my goal for the tonight. He's been racing really good, so tonight was just an epic sort of race. But yeah, I did pit 2 or 3 laps too late. I looked at my tyres at the end of the race, and they were definitely, my race tyres were definitely worn compared to my pit stop tyres. I should have switched them over, 2 or 3 laps earlier.
Yeah, I think if you had gone 2 laps early, I think I'd done some quick calculations that there was about a 1.6 second pendulum swing, and then it actually came back a little bit, and then Shieldsy had a little runoff, which actually allowed Wadsworth up the inside, and then he got him back again at turn 1. But that particular lap, you ran a 6.3 versus Nev's 7.2, so it swung it back. Back again. But that was how tight the margins were. And then also Shieldsy did a 32 stationary 102 outright, where you did a 33 103 outright. So there was a second difference in the pit lane, which probably was the difference obviously you had to deal with
on the exit.
On the exit, you had to deal with Melling and Co and Moss and that. So there's a little bit in that as well. So but I was just wondering how focused you were on that. And then the flip side to that question as well was, Nev, were you at all still thinking about Damien Jones in that battle when you were holding off Wadsworth, or was it all about what you were dealing with?
I was definitely looking. I could see him in first, but I couldn't quite see the time difference between us, and I was thinking, this is going to be close. And then old Jim told me he pitted, and where I was on the track, I was like, whoa, this is going to be really close when he comes out. And when I went flying past, it was like, oh, thank God, got past him.
I was definitely looking where Nev was. I didn't practice any pit stops tonight, so I sort of struggled there a bit. I pulled up a bit too early on the pit line, control line.
Yep.
And also, when I was leaving the pits, I was like this long geared Aston. I'm getting my head down, trying to push it forwards. 1 car, 2 car, 3 car
lean
fast.
Lean forward.
Yeah, I was definitely keeping an eye on where Nev was. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so moving forward, you guys came into this, and I'm not talking about with a drop round. Damien, 610 points. Shieldsy 609. There was 1 point the difference. So this is why this sort of stuff's pretty important to us, okay? Because it's pretty close. Phil Turner 609. So you came into this round level pegging, bar a drop round. Shieldsy with Phil Turner. You talk about that battle that you've got going on, I guess mathematically with Turner and on track. We've seen you together, but it was a big step up tonight. And then Melling 6:15, so he's only 5 points up the road from you, Jarks. And then, the night maybe that Shackelford had as well, 689 points. Tim Nash 693, Eddie Thackeray 735. You both guys outdid all those guys
All
there.
of them.
Tonight. So there's obviously going to be a swing back the other way again. And like I mentioned, there's drop rounds. So potential podiums still on the cards for the Pro-Am category for the season. So still a lot to play for. I mean, it's stuff that certainly, I don't know how much you guys get into it, but with Barcelona, Enduro, and then a super sprint at Bathurst to go, there's still plenty on the cards. You guys considering what the end of the season might look like results-wise, or are you just looking at it race by race at the moment?
Nev has definitely brought his A game this season, so that's great. Well, I think all the Pro-Ams are pretty close with each other, so that's...
Yep.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on the championship as well, so you know who you're battling with so far, so that's been pretty good.
Yeah,
100%.
as I say, I'm happy to beat Phil Turner, but however far I can get up the pack, I'm happy. I'd have to say, actually, I think all the Pro-Ams did really well tonight. I think we might have slightly shown up the silvers a wee bit.
A good handful of them, I reckon, mate.
Yeah, 100%. And
definitely.
Look, both fantastic results tonight. But Nev, I think this is the moment for you too, mate. That's such a fantastic result, man. It's I think Stewie was rooting for you on the chat.
Definitely.
All night, and he's pretty proud of you, as we all are, mate. So well done. And Jarks, this is probably fitting of some form. I've raced with you for a long time, and we know how fast you can go when you get all the ducks lined up. So good to see you back to your winning ways and performance wise with the Pro-Am class as well. So well done, boys. Cheers for the chat.
Cheers, guys. Congrats
cheers,
to Rusty as well.
So. Yes.
100%.
Yes,
Congrats.
definitely.
Yeah, we did give him a shout out with the new baby girl. So
That's
well
good.
done.
Awesome.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, boys. Good on you.
Cheers, guys. So there you go.
Nev
Sorry,
Shields.
it took a little bit longer, boys. I just had to get those boys down because it was deserving to have a chat.
Oh,
'cause they
definitely.
had such a fantastic night.
Definitely. Damien Jones and Nev Shields, ladies and gentlemen, and a very concise breakdown from the MatchFit Combox here, in the hot box here, post-race, J-Man. And
shout out to T-Fam tonight. Clearly the fastest guy out there as well.
Definitely.
Got that pit entry wrong, and it just penthouse to the shithouse sort of deal. But it shows how much pace he's got.
Painful to watch, and we are watching. We are looking, and you can clearly see just from the interview with Damien and Shieldsy there, we are on all of this stuff. We are very interested in where everyone's coming. So when T-Fam blows his entry on the pit stop, we're seeing it, ladies and gentlemen. And it is such a shame. So tough stuff for T-Fam. That was his night. Did pretty well in the recovery. J-Man, where did we say we're going next week again?
Barcelona. Endurance race, and then we have the super sprint at Bathurst to round the season out. So it is closing out really quickly. So only a couple more Thursdays for this season for us, and plenty more on the cards for 2025 for MatchFit Entertainment, and a lot of exciting stuff coming. Obviously, we'll be able to bring some stuff to you when it comes to a little bit closer to hand, but potential for us to a little bit of cross-platform broadcasting coming up again. Nothing that we haven't done before, but we've got an exciting 2025, and no doubt Asrnz always shifted up a level for season 2 25 as well. So watch the space, but still a couple of rounds to go, Davo.
It's a couple of rounds to go, but don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty coming to Asrnz and MatchFit. And I think we whispered last week too, there might be a merch drop for Asrnz and MatchFit coming up. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all next week in Barcelona for an 89-minute
It's only 89 minutes, mate. It's only 89.
Well, because 90's too much, you know. So
Absolutely.
89 minutes is okay. We're going to do an 89-minute enduro at Asrnz for Asrnz's 2025 GT3 Series. Round 8, Barcelona. See you all next week. Thanks for joining us.